Now we have our locally car is ready. Let's start creating. So let's save our scene first. Save as our locally proxy. Okay. So let's start creating our animation. So for simulation, we're gonna use the Mass Effects toolbar. So we're gonna add hinge constraints to the doors and also to the wheels, and we're gonna add just normal rigid body to the car. So to be able to test it, we need to throw this car from the air. So let's bring it up and put some box beneath the car so that it collides with any kind of object and rotates so that the doors can open. Okay, so it's just for test purposes, and when we're gonna create original simulation we will delete this box. Okay, so let's create the hinges. Right now we don't see any hinges, but when we select our object and press on this, we're gonna see that it's hidden here. So let's press it, and it automatically says that this object doesn't have a rigid body modifier. Do you want to add it? And we say yes, we want. And immediately after releasing the OK button, we're gonna have something like this. So let's make it a little bit smaller, and it's basically the representation of the angle. So it's gonna rotate from here to here, but we don't want it to rotate like this. So it's really too much. So let's decrease it like this. It's nearly, for instance, 45 degrees, and let's rotate it like this so that the door opens like this. Okay, and child is the box object, and now we need to select the parent, and the parent is the car chassis. So let's press and select the car chassis, and of course it says this car chassis object doesn't have rigid body. Do we want to add? And yes, we want to add. Okay, now the car has rigid body assigned, and also we have door rigid body assigned, and this hinge is, as you see, attached to this object. And first, I guess, let's get this, delete this rigid body, and let's affect pivot only and press center to object, because we want this object to have pivots in their centers. Also we do the same with the wheels. Press center to object. Okay, so let's select this parent again. Okay, now let's test it. So we go here, and we're gonna press start simulation without animation to see what happens. Okay, as you see, the door is working. Okay, press Ctrl and Z, and let's add rigid body to this object too, and let's make it static because we don't want it to move. Okay, let's press and see what happens. Okay, great, it works. So let's add another hinge constraint. Press yes to add rigid body. Okay, let's make it 45, and let's rotate it like this. Let's attach it to car, and as you see, immediately the line goes directly to the chassis pivot, showing that it's attached to this object. And let's see. Actually, I didn't feel that it's working, so let's change it to here so that we see if the doors are moving. Okay. Sometimes it happens because we need to rotate it a little bit inwards, like this. I actually don't know if it works with their pivot point directing to somewhere, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, so we need to rotate it like 180 degree to make it work. Okay, it opened. Great, so it works. Good. Now let's add things to other doors. Press creating constraint, choose yes, and adjust it. So it's 45 degree. Rotate it like this. Let's define the parent. Let's do the same with the other door. Okay, let's make it 45. Let's rotate it. And define the parent. Okay, let's test. Let's okay, the back door works, but this front door, something happened. Actually, we defined, maybe after pressing Ctrl and Z, it gets undefined. So let's okay. Actually, I don't know what happened, because I'm not sure if the front door is right front one is working. So let's do some extra simulations. Okay, maybe we just convert it, delete this and create the sphere. Make it static and press. Okay, it's not working, so maybe we rotate it a little bit inwards like this. This is working, something like this. And we actually need to choose collide with rigid bodies, because we don't want these two objects to be colliding. So let's get rid of this. We want these doors to collide only with the floor. Okay, so let's see if anything changed. Okay, now it works fine. Great. So this is what I want. Something like this. Great, all the doors are working. Okay, now we need to create the hinges for this upper front and back doors. So press create hinge constraint, choose OK, and as you see, it still rotates like this, but we want it to rotate like this. So that's why we change the swing Z to locked and swing Y to limited, and it's 45 degrees. Now let's turn it like this. Maybe we increase the angle, something like this. Maybe too much, let's make it 50. Okay, let's define the parent. Let's do the same with the back one. Press hinge. Okay, adjust the size, shows it like this. Actually it's okay, something like this. Okay, and define parent. We also press this collide with rigid bodies to turn it off. Now let's see. Actually it works, but not right. But this works, and the front one I guess doesn't work. So let's see why it doesn't work. Maybe we just get rid of this sphere. Okay, this one doesn't work too. Okay, let's see. Sometimes it happens, as I said before. Now we need to eyeball why it's like this. Maybe it's because of the pivot of our object. Maybe we need to rotate it like this and see if it works. So let's get rid of this ball again. So this time it didn't move. Maybe rotate it like this and do it again. It works. I don't know what happens when we delete and it came back. It's weird. So let's do it one more time. So let's create object so that the car rotates. Okay. I guess it's fine, this one. Now let's fix the front one. So let's adjust the pivot. Something like this. Maybe we rotate it like this too. So it seems the pivot is important when you create hinges. Okay, it works. Okay, now let's move it like this a little bit. Let's see one more time. Okay, I saw it open and close. Okay, but a little bit like this, because we don't want it to go inside the car. Okay, good. So our hinges are ready. Now let's create the hinges for the wheels. So let's get rid of this box. Let's select the wheel and add the hinge. Press OK. And let's choose it to be free, and let's choose to be free and on y-axis. Now choose the car chassis. Okay, let's select this wheel and choose collide with rigid bodies. Okay, let's do the same with this wheel. Choose it to be free and locked on this axis. Define. Okay. Let's do the same with the right wheels. Locked and free. Define. Okay, now the last one. The size is not important, but it's just for us to see. Okay, now we need to select and tell our wheels to stop colliding with rigid bodies. Okay, now let's see. First bake. Great. The car is moving and the doors are opened. It's great. Okay, now press Ctrl and Z. It's great. It's exactly what we want. So let's select. Let's select our car. First, let's make our car visible because we moved our proxies up. It needs to be exactly the same place. So select all our proxies and move it down so that exactly it matches. For instance, let's see the wheels. So the wheel is a nice way to align. Okay, I guess it's fine. Okay, now let's hide the original layer. Okay, now what we need to do is we need a force to hit our car from the beneath so that it rotates and falls, and we're gonna use the sphere for this. Let's create a sphere. Let's like this, and let's go 10 frames and move it up. Let's go to the frame 0 and move it down. So it hits like this and our cars flies away. Let's see. Great. Well, let's move it a little bit down so that it's not inside of the car when in any frame. Okay, good. Now let's give a rigid body to the sphere, and okay, and that's it. So let's press play to see what happens. Okay, for instance, it's completely up to you how you're gonna create your animation. For instance, it's rolled one time and stop on the wheels, but I don't want it. I want it to flip several times. So I guess I pressed Ctrl and Z and the rigid body disappeared. So in order to have much more force applied to our car, we need to increase the mass of our sphere. So let's increase the density, and the mass automatically will increase. So let's make it 1. Let's see. Okay. Actually, it's too much, I guess. And that's why I'm gonna decrease it a little bit. So let's make it 100 kilograms. So press play. No, it's not good. So maybe we just change the place where the ball hits. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Great. But I would like these doors to break when it collides the floor. So for this, let's go back and select these hinges and choose breakable. And actually we need to apply a lot of force to break it, because if we, for instance, use these values, the doors won't break. Oh, it's really breaking without anything. So let's increase, because we don't want the door to fall just like this. Okay, I guess we need to increase the door, this force, a lot. Okay, not like this. We want this door to break when it touches the ground. So let's add one more 0. Okay, I guess this time it's too much. So let's decrease the 1 0 on the top. Great. So it's okay. So how many zeros here? We have 5 zeros here and 6 zeros on down. So let's select the breakable and add zeros here, because I don't know why, but it needs to have a lot of force to make it break. So let's decrease it. Let's make it 5. Great. Now as you see, after the doors are breaking, the simulations went a little bit different, and it's cool. Great. So I'm happy with this result. Now let's bake the simulation. Okay. So we press bake all. And it's okay. So it takes a little bit of time because I put simulation time a little long. So this is our simulation. Great. Now what we need to do is link our original models to the proxy object. Okay, so let's unhide it one by one. So let's select the main chassis. So let's unhide first. Okay, now let's align. Let's link this chassis to the low poly one and press and unhide and hide it. So let's select back door and link. Okay, and select and hide. Okay, and as we see, it moves like this, like exactly like the proxy. and it's good. So let's select the wheels. Now let's link them. Okay, now let's hide these cylinders. Okay, now what we left is the front door and the doors. Okay, so let's select the original one and press link. Okay. Okay, select this one and link. Press hide. So select this door and link. I guess I hide the door too. Select and link, press hide and select and link and hide. Good. Now let's hide the helpers too. Go here, choose helpers to disappear. Now let's close these ones too, and now our simulation is ready. Great. So maybe we just hide this sphere too. And so this is our explosion. Great. I really like this simulation. Now what we need to do is create the details. So see you on the next tutorial. Thank you.